Okay, so this is part one in my chronological Bible study series that I'm doing. So we're going to start with Genesis 1:11. So it says that fruit trees were created before the sun and the moon was created. That's kind of strange. So it got me thinking, what's the meaning? What's the idea behind that? Because we know that pretty much all vegetation and plants need the sun to grow. I thought to myself, either this was a more ancient understanding of the way that the earth came to be, or is this something else going on here? It's something else going on. Do you remember when Yeshua was being tested in the wilderness? And Yeshua said that man does not live on bread alone, but off every living word that comes from the mouth of God. That line right there is a callback to the fruit tree coming before the sun and the moon. Why? Because we learn that life is sustained from the word of God, not through natural order. So symbolically, the writers of this are in a deeper sense suggesting and telling us that life is not sustained by photosynthesis and all these different things that are established, right? These are scientific facts, but even they are subject to the word of God, which is why Yeshua, who is the embodiment of the word, he walked on water, right? Because now water bends to him, not the opposite. It is by Yah's word that things are sustained. So this shows us that it ain't the sun that does this. It's not responsible. In the end, it's Yah who's responsible to sustain life by his word, who is Yeshua revealed later in flesh. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying that scientifically, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about what scientifically we have evidence for. What I'm talking about is what the writers of Genesis were communicating about what is spiritually true. That no matter what happened with the sun and how the trees came to be, understand that none of this exists without the word of God. And if he doesn't want the sun to provide whatever life it provides, that it will not do it. If he doesn't want the earth to bring life, it won't. If he doesn't want the sun to shine, it won't. Remember, God comes first, not nature. Spiritual supremacy is what Genesis is getting at, not natural supremacy.